I'm handing it off to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bridget. I appreciate it. And thank you, ladies, again for being here today. Hope you have either your notes open in your phone or pen and paper. We're gonna do some planning and some action and some things because I'm a believer in I want to give you a little bit of information and then I want you to be able to run from this, knowing what to do. I want you to be able to take some action while you're here to help discover how you can best show up for yourself with more joy and excitement in life and in this business because network marketing is more action, 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 a little bit of learning, and then action, action, action. And sometimes we get stuck in learning, 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 action, learning, 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 action. We have it backwards. So, number one question, and actually, it's a statement and a question. Two things that you really need to have to be successful in this business is belief and enduring. So, do you currently believe that you are with the right company? Do you currently believe that you can change your life? You can continue to change your life and that you can change other people's lives. You can help them. Do you believe that you can do those things? Yes or no? And if you currently are struggling with belief in your ability to do those things, what needs to change in order for you to see and believe that you can do that, right? And the enduring part is that dang consistency that is the key to success long term. Consistency every single day, showing up for yourself. Think of it like your Plexus products. If you aren't consistent with your Plexus products every single day, can you get the results that you're looking for from your Plexus products? You can't. If you are inconsistent with going to the gym every day, can you get results from the gym if you're inconsistent over time? You're not going to get the results you're looking for. So it's the same way with your business. And a lot of times we get stuck on, I know I have to do all of these things, and we're trying to fit it in the nooks and crannies of our day, which is perfect, and you can totally do that. However, are we being random about that, or do we have a plan? Because what I know is that when randomness rules, mediocrity reigns. I don't think any one of you ladies is signed up for mediocrity. You signed up to be a business owner. You signed up to have a side hustle. You signed up to change your life, which means you got to have a plan. You have a plan for your regular life and all the things. And so, how can you show up consistently every single day, work intentionally with joy and passion, and be able to help yourself and others find more joy and passion and have success in life, right? How can we do that? So, question number one, what is it that you're in pursuit of? Or what are you passionate about? One of those two things. What are you passionate about? What are you in pursuit of? And then how can Plexus help you do more of it? What are those two things? What are you passionate about? What are you in pursuit of? And how can Plexus help you do that? Write those things down. As you are showing up in life, you kind of got to know why you're doing something. So, do you guys know why you're here doing this? Do you have personal goals? Do you have business goals? Do you have team goals? If you don't have those goals, I want you to write that down so later on you can come back and fill out what your personal goals are, what your business goals are, and what are your team goals. Because your personal and business goals kind of work together to help you with your team goals. And your team goals, right, are helping everybody reach their personal and business goals, which directly impact your daily life. So, the question to ask yourself whenever you're setting a goal and whenever you're bringing people in who are setting a goal to change something is if they are able to achieve X, how is that going to impact their daily life? They need to know if they actually stick with it in consistency, what it's going to mean for them in the long run if they stick with it. You as ambassadors need to connect them to the reason they're doing this in the first place. Because I don't know about you, but the people that I talk to and in my own life, I will sign up for something and say yes that I'm going to do something and I show up consistently. And then sometimes when it gets hard, I've forgotten why I started this in the first place and I can get easily derailed and stop showing up for myself because I forgot why I was doing it in the first place. And so it's just like that with bringing people in is getting their commitments. What are they committing to doing? They might say, yes, they're going to join you and they're going to change their life, but what are they committed to do? What does that commitment level look like? Getting that from them and then saying, remember, when time gets tough, you can have that conversation where you already know how their life is going to be impacted based on what they told you at the front end. That if they achieved X, it would mean this for them. So it's a great way to show up and support them with what you help them discover their life was going to look like if they were consistent. And it's the same way with you if you can show up and be consistent, right? So, next question. What is the reason that you need or want to earn an income with Plexus? What's the reason that you need it? What's the reason that you want it? And are you wanting to create a business or are you wanting to just have a little side hustle where you have just some extra cash and money? Both are great things, both require work. They just look a little differently. And if you're not sharing that there's an opportunity for a business as well as a side hustle that's just another stream of income, then people don't know that they don't have to come here and build a business. Sometimes that turns people away, right? And so, why are you here? What's the reason that you need this and want to earn the income? And the next question is, what is holding you back from one, being consistent? What's holding you back from two, sharing your journey? What's holding you back from three, sharing about the business? What's holding you back from doing the things you know you need to do? When you leave this call, I'm going to have you look at the last 3 months. What is it? What is it that's holding you back? Because here's what I know. Every action that you take is a vote for the person that you want to become, or it's not, right? Every inaction is a choice. And so, what is it that's holding you back from getting started? And how can you ensure that you're showing up in the best, happiest, most joyful human woman that you are in life and in business? Do you know what that is? Do you know what those things are that you need to be doing? Sometimes as women, I feel like we get overwhelmed. Not because we have a bunch of stuff to do. We do have a bunch of things to do, and we take on things and we notice things and we are wanting to do all the things. That's not why we're overwhelmed. We are overwhelmed because we forget to do things that bring us joy and happiness. We choose to do all the things because we do get joy and happiness from serving others. We do get joy and happiness from helping others, but then we forget to just do things for us that bring us happiness. What's something fun that you can do every single day that just fills your soul, that just brings so much joy and happiness? I remember in 2018, I was so wrapped up with work. I had long hours and I had team calls at night and early morning. And I was like, I am just not even living. I was so overwhelmed. And I looked at my life and I'm like, I don't even know what I like to do for fun. All I know is I'm a mom and I work at corporate as a field development manager and I'm a mentor and a coach and a life coach. And I have kids and I don't even know what I do outside of that. I lost who I was. And so I was very overwhelmed. And I took a look and I was like, okay, what did I like to do in my childhood? I had to go that far back. Who was I even before all of these titles? Who was I and what did I like to do? As silly as it sounds, in 2018, prior to this being popular, it was roller skating. And I was like, I used to roller skate everywhere all the time, that and running in the rain. And so I just decided I was going to pick up roller skating again. I will tell you what, 15 minutes in the rink every day changed everything. Just 15 minutes. It brought me so much joy and excitement and happiness, and I looked forward to going for 15 minutes that everything changed for me. Did I have less work? Nope. Did I have less hours? Nope. Did I have kids that weren't in sports and fine arts and traveling and jobs that they didn't have a car? No, none of that changed. But everything changed because I decided that I deserved to be joyful and happy and I deserved to just do something for myself. that affected nobody but me. Because I was like, I love my life. I love all the things I do, which is true. It's fulfilling, but I forgot to do things just for me. I forgot even who I was. So if that is something that you need to implement, it could be going on a coffee date with your friends for 15 minutes. Maybe it's like, I never go on a coffee date because I never see my friends and we sit for 2 hours and I don't have 2 hours. Guess what? There's a solution. I call my friend and I say, hey, I have 15 minutes on Wednesday. Can we meet for coffee for 15 minutes? And then I set my timer and I literally say, I really only have 15 minutes. And then hey, this worked out great. Next week, can we do it again? And pretty soon, after like three or four 15-minute meetings, we only needed 15 to 20 minutes. Also changed my life. So if this is you, what can you implement that can help you find more joy in living that you can then pay forward to everybody in your sphere, in your circle, right? Okay. How do you know if what you're doing is correct? If what you are doing in your business is the things that you need to be doing? Number one question is, would you enroll with yourself? If the things that you're currently doing and reaching out to people, if somebody were to do those things to you and reach out to you, would you enroll with what you said? Would you enroll with what was invited? Would you enroll with how you were approached? If you would not enroll with yourself, what is it that you need to change in order to make it so you'd say yes? Right? Because what I know is when you desire new outcomes in your business or you desire new outcomes in your life, you have to break up old patterns. So, do you have some old patterns that you need to break up with that can help you have a different outcome in your business, have a different outcome in life? Sometimes we get stuck and like, I've done this forever, right? Like, I remember one time thinking, I love coffee. I've been drinking it forever. I love it. And I still drink it and I still love it. But I was drinking it too much and I switched to decaf. And I was still drinking more coffee than water in the wintertime. And I drink a lot of water. And I was like, this is really not helping me. But I couldn't see the immediate effects until I stopped doing the things that I was like, okay, I've been doing this. Right. So just even small, simple things that we can change that will totally impact the trajectory of where we're wanting to go and who we're wanting to become and the outcome that we're looking for in life and in business. Do you guys currently have a plan for working your business? Do you know what hours of the week you're going to work on which days? And then do you know what you're going to actually do when you get to those work jobs? Because here's the deal. I know a lot of you, if you don't have a plan, all day long, you're thinking about all the things you need to do with Plexus. When you're with your kids, you're trying to remember, I can't forget to do this, and I got to remember to do this. When you're at your job, I got to remember to do this, and I got to da da. And you just think you have it all lined out in your head. And a lot of you probably are better at doing this than others, but you're not as good as if it was on paper. I promise you that. And you think about it all day long. And then when you get to your working time, you're so exhausted from working all day that you're like, I'm just going to do that stuff tomorrow. I've been working all day on Plexus. Because here's the truth, your brain has been working on Plexus all day. Your brain's been occupied. The space has been taken over with what you need to do with Plexus, but you didn't actually take any action to make it happen. But nonetheless, you're tired from doing it because you've been thinking about it all day. So, how can we change this so that we can become consistent and get results in less time? Who wants that? If you want to work in the cracks of your day, that's fine, but we've got to have a plan. So, I'm going to challenge you right now to take time every single week to map out your week. What days of the week are you going to work and during what times? I'm going to challenge you to make sure that you're working consistently at least 6 days a week, doing at least 15 minutes because it's the consistency every single day that's going to yield you the biggest results over time. So not only are you going to pick the times of day that you're going to work, and if you're working in the cracks of your day, that's fine, but you need to plan out what exactly are you going to do during that time? What are the income producing activities that are most important? And then you're going to time block. How many of you are familiar with time blocking? Where You're going to say, I'm going to, the first 5 minutes of my 30-minute session, I am going to go and find new friends on Facebook or 10 minutes. I'm going to find new friends on Instagram. I'm going to set my timer for 2 minutes at each one of those segments to go and find things that bring me value. I only have 2 minutes to find it, to give a genuine compliment, ask a question, go to my paper, write down who it was so I know where I found them, the date, and why I liked them. So I have a record, right? And then I move on to the next person. Maybe that's what I do the first 10 minutes of my working session. Then maybe the second 10 minutes, I am doing follow-ups with people that I'm in conversations with about Plexus, people that I've already talked to about joining, or people I've sent a cart to, or people that I've said, would you like to get on a phone call? Maybe it's follow-ups for people that I'd sent for joining the Monday night opportunity call. Maybe it's follow-ups for the Thursday invite that I sent about the products, right? Maybe I'm doing follow-ups. Maybe the next 10 minutes I am spending, or the next 5 minutes, I'm spending time to look at drafting a post or looking through my old posts. You guys have content you've created over the last several years. Some of it was phenomenal stuff, and you got a lot of traction and signups out of it. Go use that post again. Go pull it out. Post it again. Change the picture. Keep it the same. Change the wording. Keep it the same. All of it works. If it worked really well the first time, maybe just update the picture so it's current and do it again and see what happens. That saves so much time. And I'm telling you right now that big box companies have a marketing plan where they change it up every quarter, and they use the same quarter marketing year after year until they roll out a new marketing plan they're going to use for the next several years. You can do the same thing with your business. You can do the same thing, right? And then remembering, with this whole plan that you have with working, right? Um, then you need to have time for, actually sending those invites, right? And so you can adjust the time. I'm just giving you examples of what you could put in there, but you need to make a plan, and you need to put in there what it is you're going to do. And here is what I'm going to share again. I said to make a plan and decide what you're going to do, but I need you to change and do the thing that you currently say, I really don't like doing this for my business. I know I have to do it, but I really hate it. I'm going to have you do two things with that thought process and that particular task. I'm going to have you reframe to, man, why don't I like doing this? First of all, you have to figure out what it is that you don't like doing. What's the reason you don't like doing it? And deep, deep, deep down inside, you know why. And be really brutally honest with yourself as to why you don't like it. And then say, okay, can I choose to reframe and say, I currently struggle with doing this, but the outcome of doing it is so dang sexy. I'm going to be excited about doing it. I'm going to work on being excited, and I'm going to have you do that thing, the very first thing every single day when you show up for work. The thing you don't want to do, you're going to do first. Here's why. How many of you were assigned research papers in high school, or papers in college, and you had like 6 weeks to do it or 8 weeks to do it? And how many of you did it in the first week? I don't see any hands raised. I don't see anybody dropping anything in the chat, because we all decided, whoo, we got like 8 weeks. I'm going to put it off. I'm going to live my life, and I'll do it later. I'll do it later, right? And so when you do it later, what happens? All of the time that you're trying to be present, living your life, in the back of your mind, all of that space is taken up with worry and remembering, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to do this. I'm going to do it later. So you're not really present, completely enjoying fun with your friends or with your family, because in the back of your mind, it's weighing on you that you have to do the thing. Then you finally write the paper. And what happens? You're like, oh my gosh, life is so good. I should have just like done that 8 weeks ago, because I would have had a more joyful 8 weeks. So if it works for a research paper, I promise you it's going to be 10x better for your current present work, because you have an opportunity to redo it every single day, and you get that thing done. And then everything after that is all the things that really bring you joy and happiness. And over time, that thing that you currently struggled with is going to yield you the outcome that is super sexy, that you're going to be like, I'm so excited today. I get up and make new friends, if that's the thing that you don't like doing, right? And you get to do that. So Your plan going out of this call today, one of them is to make a plan, your work hours, structure it out, time block the time that you're going to be working, what you're actually going to do. Then when you show up to work, it's not about checking boxes. That's not why I'm having you do this. I'm having you know that you can intentionally work and get more done in less time because you're intentional. If you create a plan and all you do is check the box and you're not intentional about working, I promise you, you're not going to get results because now you're just checking boxes and you're not really looking for people who need solutions and you're not really making those connections and relationships. And right now, you guys all know this that authenticity is the key to your success. You have to be authentic. You have to show up as you, say what you mean and mean what you say, and actually do what you say you're going to do. And actually, if you ask somebody to do something, you better be willing to do it yourself because your team will follow what you do, not what you say. It's that thing again, as moms, you can tell your kids something, but if they see you do something opposite, they are not going to do what you told them. They're going to do what you're doing, right? So, unfortunately, or fortunately, that's how it is with being a business owner and a team leader, is that you have an opportunity to be in the trenches with your team, like working together to reach common goals where you can have more joy and excitement. So, making sure that you are intentionally working and showing up and not just checking the boxes. And here's the thing about authenticity, you guys, is you right now, who you are right now, is your greatest superpower. You're your greatest superpower. That's what you have going for you. That's the thing that's going to lead you to success. And everything that you need to be successful in any choice that you decide you want to do is already within you. You just have to pull it out. We just have to find it and then implement and take action. Because here's the fun fact is you guys, every single one of you ladies on this call is an original. You are not a copy of somebody else. You are original, which makes you your greatest superpower. And what I know about originals is originals are more valuable than what? A copy of something. So don't try to copy somebody else. Sure, if somebody has a great um, action item that really does work and it speaks to who you are, can you jump onto that and say, I'm going to implement that as me? Absolutely. I'm not saying to not implement best practices. What I'm saying is, if you're looking at somebody and comparing yourself and saying, oh, I need to be like that because they're growing and they're having success. So let me be her. No, be you. Find what brings you joy and passion because that's what's going to attract people to you. And you are most designed to help the person that you used to be. That is an Ed Milet story. You are designed to help the the person that you used to be or the person that you are. Why? Because you can relate to them. You've experienced that. And so you know how best to help and support someone because you were there once before. So don't forget that you are your biggest superpower because that's going to be the key to your success is showing up authentically as you and being able to help others really see themselves in you and be like, ah, I want that. I want that. And I can do that too. Right? Um, okay, sorry, I just lost some things. How many of you currently struggle with self-doubt or with doubt in general in anything? We kind of all do at sometimes, right? Here's the truth though. We cannot afford to dabble in any kind of doubt because doubt and growth, they don't exist on the same plane. They can't exist. If you're doubting, this over here is never going to happen. They can't exist on the same plane. So, what is it that you need to do to overcome the self doubt that you're having, or the doubt that you're having that you can do this, or the doubt that you're having that you can build this business, or that you can help somebody else, right? Do what is it that you need to do? There's a famous psychologist. His name is Doc Amen, and he has a thing called ANTS, automatic negative thoughts. They come to you. right? You're not in charge of your thoughts. Nobody wakes up every day and like, I'm just gonna be mad today. I'm gonna be so mad because nobody wakes up thinking and choosing to be mad. We just wake up with a thought and feeling that we're mad about something. It's what we do with those thoughts and feelings that matter. Here's the deal. Feelings last 90 seconds. You're like, what? No, I've been angry for days. What are you talking about? It's because we attach something to that feeling and we say, oh, I don't want to. We don't sit and be curious with that feeling. Like, why am I having this feeling? Where is this coming from? Okay, let me feel it because all feelings are valid. And then 90 seconds goes by, pay attention to what's happening with your body. And then it's like, okay, I can let that go now. And now what can I do with it? How can I move forward? We're not ignoring and stuffing anymore. We are being curious about those feelings. Same way as with your thoughts, right? Our thoughts, we aren't in charge of. I'm going to share my screen really quick. Bridget, can you let me share my screen? Because we, like I said, are not in charge of our thoughts. We're in charge of what we do with them. We don't create them. We take a thought and we create stories, right? Some of you probably have written novels. Maybe some of you have written series of books that we have told ourselves that are all not true, right? Because we have this fun thing that's called the reticular activating system. Anybody know what that is? Anybody hear what that is? Bridget, I see this is going to shut off in 2 minutes. Is that correct? It is?
Yeah, because I only have the 45-minute one.
Oh, shoot. Okay. All right. So the reticular activating system is something that our brains do that's phenomenal. Think about when you go to buy a car and you decide what the make and model, and you leave your house and all of a sudden they're everywhere. And you're like, am I behind the eight ball? Like, how did everybody have this cool car? And I'm just getting into the, they were already there, but your brain didn't know it was important. So it did its job of filtering out all the things that are not important to you. And as soon as you said it was important, it filtered it into your sight. It is the same way with the things. If a thought comes into your brain and you feed it negative things, and you tell yourself a story, pretty soon your brain is going to do its job and it's going to bring all the evidence to prove that it's true, even if it's false, because it said it was important to you. You decided that was important. Whereas you could take a thought, notice it, be curious, and do something different with it. So if you have those thoughts, what can you replace it with? How can you? It's not a matter of I shouldn't think this way anymore. It's I'm going to change the way I'm thinking, and this is what I'm going to do, because we are all from different circumstances, and our circumstances produce those thoughts. Those thoughts produce feelings, and those feelings generate what? Actions, and the actions cause results. This is in life, this is in business, this is in all the things. And so, how can you come up with a plan to stop those automatic negative thoughts? It is needing to create and replace with something that is true. Something that is true. Bridget, do you want to jump off and get back on so I can finish?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. See you in a minute.